Okay, so today is going to be a really great day and a really exciting episode that I'm excited to shoot. A buddy who decided to send me some film, Chris Hunter, by the way. Sorry, Chris, messing it up. But let me throw Chris's Instagram up real quick. Chris decided to send me 2 rolls of expired slide film. And I have a roll of Ektar 100 that expired in 2005, and I have a roll of Provia 100H, being 100F, sorry, that expired in 2004. Both rolls are a decade old, so technically I'm supposed to rate it half box speed for every decade, so I'm going to rate both of them at 50. This trip was the perfect opportunity to shoot these films. I am currently in Jamaica, about 30 minutes outside of Montego Bay. More on that later. But with the sun shining like this, I can definitely, shoot at 50 ISO and hopefully get some decent exposure. Obviously, we have no idea. We're shooting expired film. We have no idea what we're gonna get out of this. It could be incredible. It could be all duds, but I'm excited. We are technically, me and Ari have to head to get our COVID test before we head back to New York tomorrow morning. So we're headed there, and while we're out, we are going to be in town. So I thought that this would be the perfect chance to shoot some slide film around Jamaica. So let's get to it.
How's it going?
It's going good. I'm really excited to get down to the water now. We're headed to where there's like a lot of those plant markets and just these cool shops and post offices that are like by the water. So I'm ready to get there. We have like 12 more shots, so running out of time. So I really am digging the font. It feels very Miami Vice, and I really want to get a photo of this, so we pulled over to get this. When you put this in the sea, how much is the whole thing for the fish? Yes, yes.
I have a picture of it.
All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, y'all, so I wanted to hop in really quickly just to kind of get my thoughts on both film stocks and some of the photos, some that I liked, and just overall the colors that kind of came out. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the very first one. So overall, I started off with the Provia 100F, and to be quite honest, I don't love slide film at all, like at all. I thought this would be a fun experiment, and obviously with the 100 speed film stocks being in a very sunny, bright place seemed like the perfect setting for it. But overall, I'm never really pleased with the colors that I get from slide film. Granted, I'm scanning them myself, so that could be a thing. Maybe it's something that I take back to the lab and have them rescan it and see if I can get better results. But when I'm scanning my own color negative film, I get the results that I want and the control, and just happy about the colors that I typically get. Not to say that I hate everything. I think overall there's a certain mood that comes with some of these photos. There's an overall blue tint that, I don't know, you know, if you like it, you like it. It's not particularly my style. So this first photo, I am not a fan of whatsoever. This is probably the photo I think I like the least out of every photo taken, which is funny. But one thing I can say about both slide films, the Ektarchrome and the Provia, was that the highlight details is amazing. All the clouds seem to be very much prevalent in every photo. That was impressive. I didn't really know if that was going to be the case or not. Honestly, I had no idea if these photos were going to work out or not. But yeah, I think overall the blueness kind of turned me off personally and what I'm looking for in photos. I'm not sure if that was, I'm most likely confident that that had nothing to do with it being expired. I'm interested to see the difference in the expired Provia versus just the Provia you can buy now at the stores, and the same with Ektarchrome. But overall, the blue kind of turned me off. And then there was also a lot of editing I had to do to kind of get the pictures halfway decent to where I wanted them to be. A lot of warmth. I had to cool a lot of this stuff down, which is ironic because there's a lot of blue. But there was a lot of orange and yellows in the shadows, which was I'm not a fan of personally. So I have a few favorite photos. The first one is this beauty salon shop corner with the palm tree kind of hanging over it. I really just love the details of the palm tree. It's just very vivid. And even though it may not be the colors that I would have preferred with the Portra 400 per se, I really like it. It feels good, and I think as an image by itself, I think it stands out, and I kind of like that one. Let's see here. I really was hoping that this shot of this fruit stand with this mom and her kids, I really hope that had turned out a little bit better. It kind of fell flat for me overall, but when you're driving past it, it seemed like the perfect idea. Let's move on. Oh, I will say this. So I do have a few more favorite photos, which happened at the very, very end. And at this point, me and Ari are pretty much tired. We're done. We're blazing through a lot, but the stopping and the starting, hopping out the car, trying to get these shots, seeing stuff. We kind of got a little burnt out. We were ready to get back to the resort. We had other things to do. But at the end, this last few stops, I was able to get those portrait shots of the two guys by the water and the fisherman with his fisher's net. And the portraits and the skin tones surprisingly came out really, really good. Very, very natural. I can say like the skin tones actually came out well, which that was the thing that I was surprised about. I was kind of worried as I was scanning everything last night, once I got to these photos, if they were going to be a complete wash, and they turned out to be my favorites. So because for some reason it's like when the skin tones are natural, everything else can be kind of weird and warm and cold or whatever, but if the skin tones are natural, it kind of allows everything else to kind of be whatever it wants to be. So for that, I do appreciate. And then last few favorite shots, I really enjoyed this shot of the two boats. I didn't think I was gonna like it. It was just a photo I was taking, honestly, just to kind of get done with the role, to get done with the episode, and kind of, like I said, get back to the hotel. But this turned out to be a photo that I really, really liked. The pelican in the water, and the colors kind of balance well. And then of course, the blues lend well to having the sea there, right? You get blue water, you get blue sky. The blue tones are fine. You actually get a blue boat here as well. And yeah, that is it for me in terms of photos that I love the most. Lastly, I would say that I look back at the video footage of this trip, and personally, it makes me cringe a little bit that I didn't shoot this entire episode with Portrait 400 or Portrait 800 or even 160. Even Ektar 100, anything color negative. I look back and I'm like, oh, the colors, the natural colors just look so beautiful, and it would have made for some really beautiful photographs. So a part of me kind of aches at that, but it's fine. Lastly, I wanted to again give a big shout out to Chris, who sent me these 2 rolls of film. I really appreciate it. Much love, bro. And a big shout out to Ari, who filmed everything. She did a great job, and I really appreciate it, babe. Other than that, guys, like, subscribe. I appreciate all the love on the channel. It's been a fun journey to keep this going. In a couple weeks, we'll be back in Dallas, so I'll continue shooting in Dallas, and I got a couple cool ideas that I'll be doing out there. That's it. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.